here I have my Joule Thief. It's only this transistor and 3 LEDs. Now, all three of them are white, and here's my inductor, my coil. Here's a half-dead battery. So, how about we see this in action? So, let me turn off the lights. Scary. Okay, I can't see a thing. Let's turn on a small night light. Okay, and then we connect that, and then connect there. And here we go. Now, as you can see, it is blindingly bright at 3 LEDs. Now, this is a dead battery. Well, sort of. It's still got 1 volt of juice in it, and this Joule Thief is built to use up that every last joule. This makes a great night light. It's very bright. In fact, in my bathroom, I decided to implant one of these, and at night I turned it on. Now, in my bathroom, I just so happened to have white, very white fluorescent lights, just like this. So all night, I wondered why there were fluorescent lights in my bathroom on. Then I realized my Joule Thief. Now, these have a pretty long lifespan. They last about 3 nights. No, actually, 3 days. 3 days and 3 nights if you keep them running. However, if you keep them 3 nights on, you've got a lot more power. So, to build this, you only need a transistor and 3 LEDs and an inductor. So, let's take a look at the schematic, shall we? That won't work. Let's find a sheet of paper. Let's get a pencil. So, the schematic goes as follows. So, we've got the coil. And now we've got 2 wires. Now, in a normal Joule Thief circuit, there would be a 1K resistor here. But I decided, let's exclude that and have even more power. So, right here, there used to be a 1K resistor, but I eradicated that and eliminated it. Now, in parallel, the LEDs use less voltage, and so there's not much voltage demand. But there is more current demand. But current is no worry because of this inductor right here. This is 1 coil. It looks like 2. You can use 2, but using 1 is really easy, and I'll show you what I mean. And really, ground is just going to the battery. And then we go to our battery. One volt. So you can make the inductor out of 2 inductors, 2 coils. This would go to positive. These are where the 2 leads would come in. Or you could wind 1 coil, pull out a middle tab, tie it around, go back in, and then wind the 2nd coil. Now, it may seem like it's harder, but it's actually really easy. Let's take a look at mine, ferrite torrid. So, this heavy-duty looking thing used to be a 1-inch ferrite core, and so I decided to go wind it. Now, to wind it, you basically take 2 wires, 2 twisted wires. Now, I used this from just one of those cat cables. And so I threaded it through and left a small amount and started twisting until I ran out of space. As you can observe, I don't have enough space to go pull 2 more wires through. If I did, I would have kept going. So I used quite a lot of this twisted wire, but I had to untwist it. So after untwisting it, I twisted the ends together, sort of like this. And then I ran it through. Now, the whole thing doesn't have to be twisted, so put it out there that way. So we'll wind it in, pull it out from under, then put it back in, and keep pulling, and just keep going until we run out of wire. And then you leave about this much. Now by this time you should have 4 ends. 4 loose ends, 2 coming from the end, 2 coming from the beginning. Take 1 coming from the beginning and 1 coming from the end, and then thread those together. I chose these 2. That will be our middle tab. That's where the middle lead comes from. Now you could use 2, but using 1 seems just a lot simpler. Now to wind these is a hassle. It will take you a while, so there. Now you're supposed to use enameled wire, but this wire works just as fine. Nothing special about enameled wire or magnet wire. It's just that it's magnet wire. You can use more thin of a wire, make more turns, more compact, more voltage. But for clumsy people like me, and you, if you are, using larger wires has an advantage. Just grab it in here. Nope. Let's go and wire this up again. Okay. Connect power. And we have juice. Very, very bright. Very. The camera makes it appear just a bit less bright, but still very bright. So that's technically how you make a Joule Thief. I'm going to go through step by step on how to go make a Joule Thief on my instructable. So have fun playing with this kind of stuff.